Hello everyone, and once again welcome back to my channel Server Gyan. My name is Dr. Lokendra Singh, and today we are going to discuss about some very important topic, which is elastic beanstalk. So first of all, let us try to understand that why do we use it, how do we configure it, and what are the use cases, that in what particular case we can opt for elastic beanstalk. Because see, when we talk about like AWS, so there are multiple services which are provided from the side of AWS. Let me show you first before starting this video. Let me show that what are the services which we can use as compute. So EC2, Lightsail, Lambda, Batch, Elastic Beanstalk, like serverless application repository, so Outpost and Image Builder. So these are the components which are basically used for compute option, right? But let us talk about today elastic beanstalk. So what are the use cases of it, and why do we need to use this elastic beanstalk? So first of all, how does it work? It is very easy to deploy. You can just upload your code, and at end of the day, AWS is going to manage your load. It will do load balancing, auto scaling to your web application, health monitoring, and obviously like ongoing fully managed patch and security updates. AWS will manage these things for you. What are the benefits? First of all, it is easy to get started. Complete resource control. You can have control over your all the resources, fully managed, like you don't have to do anything within AWS Elastic Beanstalk. And automatic application health monitoring, the application which is going to run inside this Elastic Beanstalk, so for sure you can manage that. Moreover, it comes with no additional price. It means this is just for free of cost. But yes, AWS will charge you only for the resources which you are going to create along with your Elastic Beanstalk, right? So we are going to start. So this is loading page. This is very first page. Okay. Then after, what we are going to do here is obviously we will give it a name, maybe demo Elastic Beanstalk. Then after, what all platforms are available, like you can have like .NET Core on Linux, .NET on Windows, Docker, Go, Glassfish, Go, Java, Node, PHP, Python, Ruby, and Tomcat. So let us say I want to run a Tomcat build here, right? So I can definitely have this particular, what is the version of Tomcat you want, you can select that here. What is the like platform version, so this is recommended, and we get only one with this. Okay. So then after, we have either simple application we can deploy, or we can upload our own code. So what are the options given here? First of all, you can have your version label, that what version you are going to deploy and why you want to have. I can select my first deployment. I'm going to say my first deployment. Then after, source code origin, maximum size is 512 MB, which is allowed within this. Then after, if it is like more than 512 MB, so what I can do, I can upload my file to S3 bucket, and I can define the particular name of that S3 bucket here. Keep this thing in mind, guys. If you need to enable that Elastic Beanstalk should be able to download anything, or maybe any jar file, war file, or maybe any zip file from S3 bucket, then Elastic Beanstalk should be authenticated with IAM role, right? So it should be able to download the code from there. But for this particular video, I am going to go with sample application, sample application only, because I do not have any code which I can upload and which I can show you. So that is it. So I can hit on create application button, and my application will be created. But aside to that, what we can do here is, like, obviously we will talk about configure options. What are the options available here? We are going to discuss that thing too. So first of all, like, we have configuration persist, like how the configuration will persist in environment. First of all, single instance, as we usually know that most of the time we perform practicals while teaching, and while working with our on infrastructure. So we perform with prettier eligible single instance using spot instances. So let us say if you are going to run multiple instances, and you want to have instances in such a way these should be running as spot instances, right? So you can opt this one. Then after, high availability, if you want to have like load balancing, auto scaling, and other features enabled, so obviously you can opt this option. Moreover, if you want to have like high availability, so guys, see this thing. So as soon as we are just clicking here, so obviously these are the instances which are going to get updated, right? So whenever I click here, so there are a couple of details which are modifying, not only one but multiple things are getting modified, right? So over here we are going to have a load balancer, type will be application, shared will be false, it means that will be dedicated for you. One listener will be there, one process will be there, and there will be zero rules right now, right? You can modify it later on. For this tutorial, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go with single instance and see like this configuration does not contain a load balancer. It means if I'm going to go with single instance, then definitely there will be no load balancer required. Okay, so obviously I'll proceed with this particular option only for this tutorial. So then after, change platform version. If you want to change the version of platform, like you want to have any previous version, or maybe you want to have any deprecated version, but as per your requirement, so you can have that. If you want to have recommendation engine, so that is there is only one, so I'm going to cancel it. Then after, software, for example, you want that you have some software, you want to enable JDBC connection and all, like you want to streaming log, you want to enable streaming logs. You want that if the environment is terminated, though even the log should be kept there. It means the log should be kept there in S3 bucket. You can enable that. Maybe delete logs upon termination, or maybe you want to keep logs after termination environment, right? So whatever you want, you can do that based on your requirement. Log rotation enable, like when your logs will be rotated, so you can define the retention period from a single day to 3653 days, which is more than good enough, right? So I'm going to disable, I'm not going to implement it, I'm not going to do anything with it. Then after, instances. So as you know guys, by default I'm going to get only one instance here, like obviously root volume type is going to be container. Maybe I can have container, I can have like provisioned IOPS, SSD, or magnetic. So how I'm going to have, so that is going to be a container itself, right? Then after, what is going to be the size of it? I can define the size, like let us say I'm going to use like general purpose SSD, so I can define the size, and the size must be between 8 GB to this much, 16,384 GB, right? So for this particular, I'm going to use container only. I don't want to specify the size here. Okay. Then after, I'm going to say like what type of instance I'm going to have. Whatever instance I want, I can have it. Whatever security group I want, I can have it here. So these are the security groups which I want to enable, right? Or if I don't want to enable, then by default it will create a security group for me. So you can have your own desired security group as well based on your requirement. Then after, we can have capacity planning here, like what is going to be instance type and all. So I can have single instance, like load balanced. I can opt this option here as well, right? So whatever options are available, I can opt. And obviously if I start working with this, if I start selecting these options, so as soon as I'll click on here, so I'll have the very long list of instances, right? So whatever instances I want, I can opt in here. Okay. Then after, if we talk about load balancing, so as I already told you that if we are going to go with free tier eligible and with T2 micro instances, then this option will not be available. Rolling updates and deployments. Okay, this is good feature to know. First of all, application deployment. So what I like, choose how AWS Elastic Beanstalk propagates source code changes and software configuration updates. So all at once. Why we have all these, like we have two options, like either we can go with immutable or we can go with all at once. So based on your requirement, you can configure any. Then after, if talk about rolling updates, so that is disabled or that is immutable. So based on your requirement, you can configure it, right? Then after, ignore health check, false. So by default it is false because we have only single instance. Health threshold, okay, or warning, degraded or severe. So whatever you want, we can opt in here. Then after, command timeout, so how long it is going to take in order to terminate your instances, right? So once the deployment will begin, so how long it will take in order to stop the connection sending to this particular Elastic Beanstalk, right? So I'm not going to enable this thing as well. I am just going to show you that how you can modify things, right? Then after, if you want to have any individual security group, like IAM role, you can specify. So this is service role it has. Then after, whatever security group you want to have, you can enable that. Whatever IAM role profile you want to associate, you can associate it here, right? Then after, you can save it, or if you want, you can cancel it as well. Okay. Monitoring, same thing goes here, like as we can have either enhanced monitoring or we can have basic monitoring here, right? So if we have enhanced monitoring, so we can have like whatever type of application and whatever type of metrics we are going to choose here, definitely it will allow us to choose multiple matrices, right? But for this, I'm going to have default monitoring, and obviously by default enhance is enabled here, so I'm going to cancel it. Okay. Then what next? Like manage updates. So either you can have custom or you can have default updates here. So you can weekly update, or you can have manage time. So you want to update once in a month, or you want to enable only patch only, or you want to update like minor and patch both, right? Instance replacement, if you want, like if enabled, an instance replacement will be scheduled if no other updates are available, right? So these are the things which will be done. So you can opt in here this particular feature as well. Then after notification, so you can edit this particular page, and obviously your email address will be updated here wherever you want to have updates notifications, so that will send here. If you want, let us say if you have multiple VPCs and you want to opt anyone out of your desired one, so you can opt this particular feature in. Do you want to allocate public IP address to this instance? So obviously it will be enabled. And what subnet group, what is the particular subnet which you want to enable? So you can enable subnet, it means availability zone, you can opt in based on your requirement, right? Because as for this particular I have only one, so there is no need to select any, so that will be enabled with default one. So if you want to create additional database, so the database can also be created here. Fine. So these are the things which you can get, like DB instance or DB detail, you can fill in here. And finally we have the tags, right? So this is how, guys, we can configure this Elastic Beanstalk. And obviously in the meanwhile I'm going to hit like create application, so it will get created. Now when we talk about from the point of view of interview, so what happens there, usually people ask that if I have like JVM option enabled, how can I modify that? So these sort of things will be there, like people would like to know. Then after saved configuration, like I'll go to this particular demo application. Fine. So what I'm going to do here is I'll go here, I'll select this one, and based on the particular configuration it will tell me multiple options here. Like if I go to this particular environment, if I select this one, then I can go to actions, and either I can delete, deploy, manage tags. I can go to settings of this individual one, like I can enable lifecycle policy here. So whatever options are there, any of the option I can opt in here without having any problem, right? Okay, if I go to this environment, right, so what are the particular things I'll be seeing here? So this is under this is under creation is starting. So I can click on this drop down list here. This is the particular option I can hit here. And if I want to check about configuration, so all the options are given to me, right? For example, software version, for example, I want to modify the particular JVM parameters, I can define the minimum maximum heap size here. If I want to enable X-ray, I can do that. If I want to rotate logs, so obviously S3 configuration I can modify here. If I need to update the particular JDBC connection string, so I can modify that too, right? So after deployment, this is the particular deployment environment where I want to modify instances, capacity, load balancer, like route rolling updates and deployment, security, monitoring, managed updates. So each and everything which you were able to do before, so definitely these things can be managed with the help of this particular option here. Where will you go? You will go to Elastic Beanstalk, you will go to deployment, and after that, like you will go to your individual environments, whatever environments you want. So you can work with your logs as well. If you want to see the health of your stack, so obviously, because right now it is not running, it is under provisioning state, so there is nothing appearing. There are no instances as of now. Like initialization completes 5 seconds ago and took 2 minutes, right? So this is still in pending state, it is status. Then after we talk about monitoring, so health is okay, range is 3 hours, period is 1 minute. So everything whatever you want, you can monitor that, right? If you have any alarms configured here, so this will appear down, this will be appeared here under this section. If you talk about manage updates, so obviously it will be managed. Events, if you talk about what were the events which took place while we were launching this instance, so like created environment is starting, everything you can see it here, right? And the same way you can check the tags as well, right? Okay, now let us go to Elastic Beanstalk environment. So this is environment name, this is application name, then after this is date created, last modified, and this is finally we have the particular URL which we can use in order to open this application in a new tab, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to resize it, and obviously it is going to say demo Elastic Beanstalk -env EBA, and this is the particular reason .elastic beanstalk, right? So this is the particular configuration. This is how we have deployed our application. This is a sample application which is deployed on the top of Tomcat, right? So what else do you see here? Like if you want to learn how to deploy, how to manage, so obviously there are other tools. Obviously this is a particular application link which is deployed there, and obviously it will take you to the AWS website. So this will take you to AWS like web welcome page and whatever you want. So you are like platform, permission, concept, getting started, everything you can figure out here. But obviously if you go back here, so definitely where you are going to go, so you will be redirected to your Elastic Beanstalk homepage, right? So guys, I hope this has been informative. If you have any further questions, so please do write in comment box. I shall be happy to assist you. And if you like this video, so please do not forget to hit subscribe button. I shall be sharing these sort of informative videos with you guys. Thank you very much. Have a good time and happy learning.